Well, I thought it was a highly entertaining game today from a fan's perspective, probably from a coach's perspective, as well as for the players. I thought I'm really proud of the effort that the team stepped up with tonight. We played very few players. We tried to rest throughout the game, and I thought everyone that stepped on the floor made a definite contribution to what we were doing today. I thought we executed what we talked about doing from a game plan standpoint, and in the end, I thought their maturity was the difference in the basketball game. They made some plays down the stretch where we broke down a couple of times, and then at times we didn't break down and they just made plays. And that's what a team does that has won 21-22 straight. But I was really happy that we were in the ball game. Colorado State's beat their last four opponents by 30 points. And after the third quarter, I thought we had the energy, and they came out as a veteran group and answered with 3 baskets. And then there was no give by Wyoming. We just came right back and really made it a game right down to the last 10 seconds.
Would you say that maybe the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter were maybe the only 3 where they kind of were either you guys kind of missed a couple things or they did things well?
No, there were some runs throughout the game. They made a run right at the end of the first half, and then we came out at the start of the third quarter and made our run, and then they ended up making another run. And so there were probably about 3 or 4 runs in the game, but the game was never one that the lead was, largest lead by them was 7, by us was by 3. So the runs were very short, but yet I was just proud of the way it came down right to the end, and to be able to have some opportunities. And we made some big plays throughout the whole night.
Is this the kind of is this the game plan that you would hope to keep it in that kind of time frame or score frame, and just kind of hope that you would make some shots at some point?
Well, I think when you take a look at most games are played in the 60s to low 50s when both teams show up defensively. And I thought both teams played tremendous defense today. And we were able to execute how we wanted the ball on the floor. We got to the free throw line a bunch, and we converted at the free throw line. And when you take a look at our scoring, we're very balanced with 4 of our 5 starters. And that's what you need, as to be able to make plays throughout the whole game. I thought we were doing that. I thought we were a little nervous to start the contest. You could see that from the shots we were taking. But then once we settled in, I thought we played really well the last 36 minutes.
Just your thoughts on, obviously they were centering on Markel, and she didn't have a great start, but it felt like she really picked things up in the second half.
Well, I thought Markel played excellent. She had the toughest defensive assignment out there today. She has 5 assists and 0 turnovers, so she made all the right basketball decisions. And down the stretch, she was the one making baskets to keep us within reach. And so I was really happy with the way how she controlled the game, controlled the tempo. She set her teammates up. We didn't make all the shots we needed to make when she set us up, but I was very proud of Markel and what she was able to accomplish in today's game.
How do you take this team forward now? I mean, obviously, I've never seen your kids crying after a game. You had a few tough ones of these. Obviously, this was very emotional. Can this still be a building experience for you guys?
When you take a look at our roster and you see all the freshmen and sophomores that are on this group, when you put complete effort into something and come up short, it should hurt. If it doesn't hurt, then you're not giving complete effort. And so there was no doubt. You saw some players emotionally spent today. They gave everything they had to try to get a victory, and they just came up a play or 2 short. And when that happens, there is a lot of emotion. And so when I take a look at what we were able to get accomplished, as I said, I'm happy for this group. Not excited about another loss, but I'm happy for this group and the effort they put in. And we'll talk Monday about how we continue to build. And this is a building process that's going into next year and the year after. This is not one of these short-term projects. This is a little bit longer than that.
Coach, we saw, all of the girls have a great outing today, but they were pulling a lot of fouls. Was that something that you were worried about, or did you expect it with this defensive force game?
Well, Colorado State ends up spreading the floor on you a tremendous amount. And they can cut to the basket, and it's going to create a few more fouls. And I thought that when you take a look at for Natalie, Lev, Haley, they had very difficult assignments today. And because of that, you're going to see the foul situation change. But they gave everything they had, and that's all I can ever ask of a group.